Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I'm going to show you this fabulous double slider card. Aren't those colors together all beautiful? I love it. But the best part is, check that out. How adorable is that? Oh, it actually comes out a little farther. There's a few more flowers that you can see there. How cute is that? And then it just slides back in. Sometimes a flower gets stuck, so you have to guide it just a smidge. But then it just slides back in. The perfect little pull handle here with the lace trim, but you just pull it out, slide it back in. Super cute. So I'm going to show you how to make this card today. We're going to start with a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 11. And then we're going to score it. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer here. And it looks like I'm going to need to pull the arm out. So we're going to first score it, and we're going to score along the 11 at 2.5. Be sure you have your score blade, which is the lighter blade. At 6.5. And at 10.5. So now you have all these little sections that you can see here. I'm not sure how well you can see those score lines. Now we can put the paper trimmer to the side. And now in your first 2.5 section, you're just going to take your word window punch and punch a little notch out. And don't worry, if you don't have the word window punch, you can use any sort of punch to create a little notch there. Just that goes in just a little bit, so that then your piece of clear bag can then wrap around that and not be on the very edge. Instead, it's just notched in a little bit. So you could always use a circle punch that you punch a few times and then just even it out, or any other punch that you perhaps have on hand. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold on all the score lines and use my bone folder for that nice strong crease. And on this little bitty tab here, this was where that 10.5 was actually done. I'm going to put some sticky strip, because that's what we will use to close our card at the very end. So I don't want to actually peel it off and seal it yet, but I do want to go ahead and just put that sticky strip on before we get the card all assembled, because now it's nice and smooth and easy to put on. So there, I just put sticky strip on this end. And then now we're going to actually take a circle or an oval punch. I'm using my 3/4 by 5 or by 15/16 punch, and I'm just going to slide it in halfway here to create my notch. Whoop, that come flying right at me. And so this is actually on the same end as the tab here that has your sticky strip, is where you're going to want to put that. And it doesn't matter whether it's the top or the bottom, because right now it doesn't matter, since it can be the top or the bottom. Whenever we start to assemble, that will become more important, but right now it doesn't matter which end that you actually punch that out of. And I just did a little half of the punch, and then you center it right there along this piece, this section of scored piece. Then you're going to take a piece of plastic bag, and you can use a plastic bag that you receive from a grocery store, or you can use a cellophane bag, or any other type of bag that you might have. So I just have a little bit of my cellophane bag. Again, it's clear, so I'm not sure how well you can see that. And I'm just going to snip off to then, instead of it being a complete circle, now it is a long piece. And we're going to wrap that around the spot where we put the notches. And you want it to be tight, but not so tight that it doesn't circle around, because you want it to be able to slide so that your card will open and pop out the top and the bottom. And again, I'm using sticky strip for this. So I'm just going to add a little piece of sticky strip to the end here. And again, if you rub on that red really hard, then it's a little easier to pull it off. I don't have any tips for the fact that it's super staticky though and likes to cling to you. So again, you want it tight so that it holds on, but not so tight that it doesn't slide back and forth like that. And then you'll just trim off the little excess. So there you have your little moving mechanism, and this piece just slides up and down. And now it's time to start getting our pieces ready that will pop in and out. So I have a couple pieces of cardstock here. I have 2 panels. These are the panels that pop top and bottom. So that's this panel and this panel here. So you'll need 2 pieces of 3 3/4 by 4. And that's what these 2 pieces are. And then the white cardstock that's on the inside there is then just 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. So here I have my Bermuda Bay and my Whisper White, and then I also have my Rich Razzleberry. And I just used my corner rounder punch just to add a little bit there. Kind of softens the corners and everything and makes it look really cute since it does have those flowers, and it's very elegant looking, I think. I love these rich colors. Rich yet bright. So we're just going to punch out all of our corners there. And then the stamp set that I used to decorate this card was my Secret Garden stamp set. And I used the matching framelits as well so that some of the flowers are cut out, so then you don't have to do any fussy cutting. You can just stamp and run those through your Big Shot with the framelits. So I'll show you the stamp set. That was the stamp set that was used, and then of course I used my matching framelits here for the various flowers. And I'll bring in the sample again so you can see. Some of them I stamped in the Rich Razzleberry on white. Some of them I stamped on cardstock with the same matching color, Coastal Cabana on Coastal Cabana. And then this top one here I did Bermuda Bay with Bermuda Bay ink. And then there's a little one hiding under there. Since this one doesn't pop out as much, then you can't see all of that one. And then with the leaves, I used Old Olive. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the mechanism here, where you put your 2 pieces on, the piece that pops out the top and the piece that pops out the bottom. And so how to do that, I'm going to leave this sample here so you can look at it and see how it goes. And I'm going to bring in this one. And I have my 2 pieces. I'm not going to go ahead and decorate those now. I'll decorate those later. So to show you this, I'll just go ahead and assemble this. So you're going to need your sticky strip. And I'm just going to add a little piece of sticky strip to my clear bag here. And I'm just going to put it about halfway. And again, rub really hard on that red piece and it should come off a little bit easier for you. And then your first panel is going to go, you're going to see how it's like this, shut. And so your first panel you're going to want to pop up and not be upside down. So I'm going to lay this one flush with the very top here and then centered side to side. And then I'm going to stick it down. So centered between the edge of the piece here and your score line here, and then flush with the very top. Because whenever you close it then, you're going to pop it out the top. So see, this one is front, the decorated piece is on the front, and this piece isn't decorated of course, but this piece comes up. And then for your inside piece, you're just going to open this up and again, stick a little piece of sticky strip on your clear bag about halfway. Rub on that red piece really hard in hopes that it'll come off easier. The static part, I have nothing to help you out with that because it's just staticky and I find it everywhere. So now for this one, you're going to want to make sure that it pops out, but you don't want it to be like this because otherwise it'll pop out upside down. So you're going to set it in here, right side up, the decorated side up, and you're going to do it halfway between the two score lines and then again flush at the very top here, and then you're just going to close that and press right there on that sticky strip. So both of your pieces should be face up. Now to seal it, you'll just pull the sticky strip off of this little tab, and you'll want to make sure that when you seal it, you're not actually sealing it down. So you're going to pull this piece in and then seal it shut. But you don't want to seal it shut on top of this. You'll want to sneak behind that so that you're not actually sealing this to your card, but you're doing it to the edge here. So we're just going to wrap this around and put that other piece in the flap, and then I'm going to seal this shut. So you can see there, I didn't want to seal it onto the actual piece that's sliding, but actually seal it to the card base that I have there. And then again, because you have your little pull tab here, then it's easy for you to pull this out. And to put my pull tab on, I just used a little brad and a piece of the Victorian crochet ribbon. And again, I'll bring out the final one that's all pretty and decorated. I also used a few of my butterflies from my little embosslet there, so I added a few, just a little extra decoration, and then I used birthday wishes from the Bring on the Cake stamp set. You can always write your greeting on one of these top or bottom panels, or you could always write your greeting on the back of the card as well. Of course, I don't know that the person might flip it over to read your greeting because they're just going to be so amazed by the beauty of this card. Isn't that fabulous? And just such a major wow factor that it has there too. So there is your double slider card. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel because that would be absolutely fabulous. And if you have any ideas that you would like to see, please leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to work on doing those. You can see more photos of this fabulous card and instructions on my blog at laurastamppad.com. Happy stamping! Bye-bye.